However, that is an extension of what they used to do when they used to hang our people in the South.
Right.
That is akin to cyber theater lynching. A cyber theater lynching. Because what they used to do in the early 1900s and the 1800s, whenever they would have a lynching, is they would have everyone come around. That's where the term picnic came from. They pick a nigga to hang.
Yes, sir.
And then they would watch it, right? And they would take souvenirs. But trust and believe, now they don't have to do that. They just put the video on Facebook and on CNN, and they show it over and over and over and over again. And they show our victimization really as entertainment.
Right.
Wow.
And it's entertainment. They sell it as though it's news, but it's entertainment for those who delight in seeing the black man and woman being murdered in America every single day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so don't post stuff like that. Don't even indulge in stuff like that.
Right.
Use your social media responsibly. Use it as a platform to drop jewels like what you heard here today.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? That's what you should do. You should check in and drop an inspirational word.
Right.
That's what we need. Don't nobody need to know what we eating all the damn time or that we sitting on the toilet.
Right.
I mean, people post every damn time.
Whole life is fair.
That's crazy.
That's right,
It's
sir.
crazy. And the devil know that he got you just by what you post. He know that he got you.
Exactly.
He know that he got you. Because he can see your mind.
Your mind. on
He can
display.
see your mind.
Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
He can see your mind, a whole profile of your mind.
Yes, sir.
What time you did it. You know what I'm saying? A timeline. That's what they call it. We're crazy. We really are.
Yes, sir.
Checking in. For real? I'm gonna check in on Facebook? Really? No.
Right.
So we really need to change our the way that we use that. If in regards to eating to live mentally and spiritually, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we should nurse from the Bible. We should nurse from the Holy Quran. And what I mean by that is, man, just crack it open and read it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to read a lot. When I say nurse, nurse is just it's a little
Just a
suck.
little bit.
Just open it up and whatever your eyes fall on, take that in and let that be your inspiration for the day. Right?
Yes, sir.
Crack open a book that's inspirational and let that be your inspiration for the day. Just read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is what we have to do in order to get on that road to Godhood. And just being conscious about what it is that we take in and what it is that we put out.
Yes, sir. That's
Right? Because that's what's going to make a better world, sisters and brothers. That's what's going to make a better world. This is what we need to do. Eat to live. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Don't come with these elaborate diets.
Right.
Don't diet at all. We don't want to do anything that has die as the root word.
I know that's
Right.
right.
Did y'all hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
Diet. Right. We don't want to do anything that has die as
That's
the root
right.
word.
That's right.
So we need to change our lives. Islam is a way of life.
Yes, sir.
When we say how to eat to live, it is because Islam encompasses everything that we do. We eat a certain way, we conduct business a certain way, we socialize a certain way. Everything we do it in a certain way that should lift us up as opposed to keeping us in the condition that we in. All right?
Yes.
Praise
Yes, sir.
be to Allah. So, before we close out, I mean, I know I've put out a lot of information. And I ran through this, and like I said, in studying this, I found that, man, we can go and go and go and go and go. But we definitely don't want to abuse your time, and we're at that time. So I want to thank you all for coming out. But before we close out, are there any questions about what we heard? Anything that you want to know about diet that we could point to from the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Anything?
You didn't want to touch up on the milk so much, as far as which ones too. I love milk.
You love milk?
I went from the vitamin D to the 2% of
Right.
course and all that, but.
Right. Yeah, I mean, thank you for that question, sister. And you know, you should, if you're gonna eat milk, or drink milk, I should say, like I said, there's ways that you can actually, and there are brothers in the ranks who did it, lease the cow up north. Brother All-Star, you should know that information. That Brother Severe we used to get the milk from the cow up north.
Yes, up by going, yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's ways that you can. It's what?
Laws on that thing.
I know, but you could if you can get with some farmers. They have they call it cow sharing programs, and you can actually get quarts or gallons of that milk, raw milk from these dairies. But you want to eat or drink that whole milk straight from the teat. And you kind of gotta shake it up, and you can make cream from it. You can make other stuff from it, butter, yogurt,
Whey.
all of that from these cows up north. But like Brother Ansar said, they do try and put laws on it, and they try and restrict you from doing it because they want to control what it is that we eat. You know what I'm saying? But vitamin D, milk is a good source of vitamin D, of course, and calcium. But again, you can get that from other sources. The greatest source of vitamin D is actually the sun.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out and get you some rays. We black people. You know what I'm saying? Praise be to Allah. Brother Rico.
What's a good time of day to eat your 1 meal a day?
A good time, thank you. That's a very good question. Thank you, brother. The best time to eat your 1 meal a day, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, is in between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And you shouldn't eat any meals in between. And you know, we all can get better at that. But if you begin to eat like that, you'll see a difference almost immediately. But you give it 30 days, and you'll see a marked difference. Our skin clears up, right? Our eyes are clear. We don't have no yellow in our eyes. All of this is important. There's a shine or a glow that the Muslim brothers have. And you just look at the Honorable Minister Farrakhan right here.
Come on.
Man, in this picture, the minister was, I want to say, 75.
Yes, sir.
How old was he in that one, brother?
84.
No, I'm saying in this picture.
79.
Seven.
Not
Because this was in
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little while ago. I know it seems like it was a little while ago, brother. Yeah, he was like 75 in that picture. But this is the minister right now, and he's 84.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan eats to live, but understand that he has medical problems that he can't be 100% in compliance of that diet or that way of eating. But just from what he's done over his lifetime of eating like this, man, that man looks good.
Yes, sir.
And you know, the question might be asked as to, well, brother, why is he sick if he eat to live? And that's a very good question. And the same thing was asked of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? But again, this is from God, right? So you got to really look at who the source is. And so in Isaiah, the 53rd chapter, it says, in all of their afflictions, he was afflicted.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So he has to have some degree of sickness to know what we dealing with.
That's right.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad before him had some health issues. But it wasn't due to anything that he was doing. It's because that's what God put on him so that he could teach us how to deal with it.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Understand that. This is a manual for us to live optimally. Praise be to Allah. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So you said the best times are to eat between 4 and 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of us typically don't get off work till 4 or 6. So can you elaborate what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said as far as eating one meal a day
Praise
in a
to
24-hour period?
That is very good question, again, sister. So if you cannot eat between 4 and 6, those are the best times. But if you can't eat, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to do is to eat at whatever time that you can eat, but regulate it. Regulate it to it. So if you eat at 7 o'clock, just make sure you eat at 7 o'clock every day.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So because what happens is, we've pointed out how we're being poisoned.
Yes, sir.
We pointed that out. You know what I mean? And really, man, if you go outside, man, and breathe the air, they poison you.
Right.
Straight up. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Everything that you eat got a measure of garbage in it. I mean, I'm just being honest. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, man, just eat the best of garbage. And just eat it once a day so that it gives your system time to process it and get it out.
Yes, sir.
If you eat one meal every other day, oh man,
Never get sick.
man, the message say you never get sick. You can pretty much determine when you wanted to die if you eat one meal every other day. He said that the prophets, he said that the prophets used to decide when they wanted to die.
Come on.
That's right.
And what they would do is they would just start eating
Eat more.
more.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I mean, we the controller, you know what I'm saying? Ourselves, Lord and Master, Islam, you know. So, man, if we follow this, man, it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, eat at a certain time. Regulate the affair. Regulate when you eat, and just stick to it. Stick to it.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Brother Ahmad?
Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Have you ever heard the term, when in doubt, eat?
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Praise
Now
God.
you have.
Right, for that.
I would think more when in doubt, don't eat.
Right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My question is simple. Do you have any of those delicious bean pies, brother?
I do, brother. I got some green bean pies back here, so those are available at the Knowledge Cafe.
I want a couple of them, so that's my question.
Praise be God. Yes, sir. Thank you, family. All right, you all. Thank you all for being so patient. I hope and pray that you learned something today. Pick up this book, but I want to leave you as I greeted you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Praise be God. Okay, a couple of things before we get out, and let me thank you all for coming out, man. It's just an honor to stand before you and share what we have learned, and I really do hope and pray that you got something out of it. And if you have any questions, please, we can definitely talk after the meeting. Couple of announcements, but first, before we do that, how many of you, I got a few questions for everybody who's here. How many of you are here for the first, second, and third time? Can I see a show of hands? Praise be to Allah. How many of you, after hearing what we taught today, believe that what you heard is true and is good for our people? If you believe that, please raise your hands. Praise be to Allah. Now this question is a question that requires just a bit of action, but don't be scared. Please don't be scared. The next question is, and we're not going to ask you to join anything. How many of you, after hearing what you heard taught here today, and you said you believe that it's true and it's good for our people, would like to help, first off, learn more and help to get this sort of information out to our people? If you'd like to do that, please stand right where you are, if you'd like to do that. Praise. Sister, on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I'd just like to shake your hand. Just ask your name and shake your hand. If you could just come forward a little bit. What's your name, Queen?
Mrs. Yolanda.
Miss Yolanda. Good to meet you. It's an honor. All right, let's give Sister Yolanda a hand. Praise the Lord. So that's it for that. But I do want to talk about just a few things before we collect charity. One is I just want to reiterate what our brother Gerald stated earlier in the meeting, that we have a couple of events coming up this week that are they're going to be very powerful. One is on May 26th. We have our Brother Mason X coming in, and he and Brother Gerald are doing a presentation right here at the Knowledge Cafe on the movie Vaxxed. And Vaxxed, of course, deals with the vaccinations of our babies and the ill effects that they're having on our babies. It's said that when we get those vaccines, particularly the MMR vaccines, that in black boys in particular, they're 240% more likely to contract autism after these vaccinations. So this is a very important documentary, and we're going to be holding that right here on Friday the 26th. At what time, brother? 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock on Friday the 26th. On the 27th through the 28th, we'll have a book signing here with Brother Nuri Muhammad, a student minister from Indianapolis, Indiana. He has a book called Before You Say You Do. And we'll also have on the 28th at the Tivoli Turn Hall, we'll have the Denver Black Business Expo, where Brother Nuri will keynote the event. And it brings a bunch of black businesses together. We're going to have an awesome time. We're going to talk about doing for self, because ultimately, and the reason why we're doing this, How to Eat to Live, is because we know that America is falling. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
We see what the hell Donald Trump is doing.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, we're not tripping on that, because we got to do what we got to do.
That's right.
We got to get ourselves up. It don't really matter what he got going on.
That's
As a
right.
matter of fact, I'm laughing every day. I'm tickled pink. Every day a new headline comes, I'm cracking up. Because I know that their demise signifies and typifies our rise. So it's time for us to get up. So the 28th, we got information. We have tickets. Tickets are on sale. They're $15. So definitely, if you want to support that and you want to be there, you definitely want to make this event, the Denver Black Business Expo.